Hello, everybody. Fearmy Games here with the new part of the Total War Rome 2 campaign, playing as the Kingdom of Cimmeria. This is actually take 2 of this recording because take 1 ended up crashing and then having some problems. So we're restarting. We're good to go. So, last episode we took and held Tarax. We took it from the Seleucids, held it against their allies, the Komis, who are not strong, who were not able to retake it on their own with the help of the Seleucid navy that came in. So we held them off, beat them back. Our army is actually surprisingly healthy considering how many people we'd brutally murdered. Thankfully, I think the cause of that one is mostly the fact that we had really good elephants and the fact that our archers they had almost no archers. We had lots of them, and they went into a bottleneck, which allowed my archers just annihilate them. And then we were able to kind of circle around and smash them, which is perfect. So, so Komis, as far as I can tell, only has this Hecatomopolis area, as far as I'm aware. So hopefully in next turn, I believe, when this army is going to be ready, we'll be able to march it across, wipe out the Hecatomopolis people, and be good to go. Let me move. Do I have another agent here? That's Komis. Alright, doesn't look like there's any army going up here. Let's see if there's anything down here. Let's see. We have an army over here that's still recovering. We have an army that's kind of standing uselessly in the north. Alright, so for this army, I'm just going to put it set to what I was arguing before. Originally, I was going to have a bit more of the horses, but then I realized that I didn't have enough room for it because I want plenty of archers. So now, this army is going to be 6 archers, our usual number. It's going to have 4 of the sturdy Bosporan Royal Guard as its center. It will have as its flanking infantry Thracian Rumpoa warriors. So long as it gets into the back of somebody, especially like a phalanx, it will just rip through them. I'm hopeful of that. Of course, the usual baggage train, just in case. That way we don't have problems. There are people dying of food and stuff like that. And of course, we have our shock cavalry here, the Scythian Lancers, along with our general, whose job is to surround and pound the enemy. While these guys' jobs, the Scythian horsemen, their job is going to be to run down the enemy cav and take them out. Which basically, they're replacing foot spearmen in my army. That essentially is what they're replacing. So let's see. I'm going to put some points in spread around. I definitely want some more food if possible. Yeah, that'll add a little bit of food, so it's better than no food. Even if it does affect my public order a little bit negatively, but nothing you can really do about that. I'm gonna see. I can't upgrade that in Seleucia. I can apparently do it in Ecbatana. Alright, well, there's nothing else we can do this turn, but before I forget, let's look up our objectives. First objective is subjugate 15 different factions by making them your client state or by capturing the last remaining settlement. That has happened 6 times currently. Total of 6. Thrace Odyssey, so basically I must either control one of the following provinces either by direct ownership or through client states and military allies. Currently, Thrake, if I click this, is over here. It is currently controlled by Macedon, Rome, RADI, and whoever this faction is. Apsunathioi. So we either will need to go to war with Rome and their allies to take that in the future, or we can be the bestest friends. We'll see how that goes. Let's see. And the third objective is the Nomad Men. We must completely control Scythia. So basically, we will need to one day actually finish off taking Samudar, Dax, and wherever Ra is, which I guess for the north. We must actually go to war with the crazy Northmen, which will mean we'll need to make sure our southern border is secure at the same time. It could be very interesting to see. There's an ultimate objective, I think. Yes, the ultimate objective is a military victory. We must control 80 settlements either by direct ownership or through client states and military allies. We currently only have 28, though. Completely control the following 6 provinces either by direct ownership or through client states. One of them is the Bosporus already. Another one is Parsa, which I'm about to conquer. Latium, which is, I guess that one definitely requires Rome or making them our friends. Either way. Galatia Cappadocia, which means that will include either befriending Pergamon or killing them. Pontus, same thing. Egypto, so Egypt. So basically, we need to make friends or not, and we need to maintain 240 units in total. We need almost three times more. The economic victory is still some complete conquest, but we also maintain trade relations with 15 factions. Currently, we only have 13. However, I don't really see how that's going to be kind of hard as the game goes on, because as the game goes on, there's going to be less and less factions that is able to do that. Hold at least one of every strategic resource. We have 16 of 21, so we're making good progress there. Have at least 90,000 talents in income. Currently only have 25,000. Research at least 20 civil technologies. Currently 14 out of 20. And maintain 120 units. Another cultural victory was either Bactria, which we might get in the end, Scythia, Macedonia, Africia, which is where Carthage is, Pontus, as well as, so, and get those. And this one seems to be the easiest one. Hold at least one settlement in 40 provinces in which your culture is dominant. Currently, we'll have 8 of those. And research 30 of all technologies. I imagine that might be the easiest to do. But we'll see, I guess. But we do have multiple objectives, as we have seen. Well, let's end turn. Rather than go, so we're not going to go for complete map control, but we're going to go for, all of that jazz. We're going to go for we're going to at least attempt, we're at least going to try and aim for goal as one of those options. But which one we end up going for, we'll see. Sorry, burps. I hope it doesn't crash, because I think it crashed last time was during the intern thing, so fingers crossed, knock on wood. So, Egypt wants a trade agreement with me, wants access. I'll give you that one if you become a defensive ally with me. Well, why would I have a non-ally cross my borders, Egypt? Tell me, would you let me cross your border? Well, I guess they technically would, because of the fact that, I guess they technically would, because they're offering to give me access, but apparently they have more trust in me than I have trust in them. Well, looks like there's an army of Seleucia that surprisingly didn't attack me. The RDI, the Getae, Sparta, Athens, something or other, Iceni. I mean, there's still a decent amount of factions, I guess. I guess the easiest way to do the cultural victory is to make more client states, because I've just been conquering people instead of making them client states. If I did that, that'd probably make it a little bit easier. But I kind of don't wanna make client states. Looks like we have another rebel army on our hands. Oh, I did forget to mention, after recording last video, and during the insurance sequence, we got 2 more trade agreements with some factions to the east of us. So there's this year in history. If you guys wish to read that, I'll just do a quick scroll underneath it. Some interesting stuff about Carthaginian. Yeah, basically it's the end of the First Punic War, I think, is, if I'm remembering my timeline correctly. If you guys want to, I'm just scrolling through it. You guys are welcome to pause and read as you guys will. We've actually now encountered Bactria. How interesting. Bactria, you don't look like you hate me.
Eager to hear your embassy, inspired as it undoubtedly is by the wit and wisdom.
Alright, so you don't own territory I want, though. So I'm gonna offer you a non-aggression pact. That way we can be bestest friends. Where's Bactria again? Bactria. They're at war with the same people I'm at war with, so.
Then do your noble people deserve? I must.
So where is this? You're blocking my way, clouds. You may be helping my immersion, but you're blocking my vision. Alright. So there's that army there. It's not that big to be a threat, so I think I can take Heka with Cimmeria without too much difficulty. Apparently I could just auto-resolve and win. Apparently because it's just a basic... I might as well, I guess. I'm not a big fan of siege battles in cities unless it's with other players. They just seem kind of boring. That's one reason I'm like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to auto-resolve it because I'm like, it's not very fun. Like, last time we've actually had battles where I've just been super annoyed by the way it's been. Sometimes. Alright, let's see. Boom. Alright, time for the process of converting this into a Greek state. I still find it weird how the nomadic outpost is actually the most peaceful way of doing things. That's just weird to me. Alright, time to rebuild. So I'm tempted to make this one because it does, you know, reduce banditry in the local province and increases public order bonuses. And wealth from agriculture is not too bad. Though the Hellenic pact, like, is kind of bad, which is just the most confusing thing for me. It's just like, why is the Hellenic thing just kind of bad? It's like, why? Why is it like that? I'm thinking of, I am thinking of making it a, making this a, am I at war with you people? No, I'm not at war with these people. They're at war with actually one of my friends, though. And if I kill them, it's not the end of the world. I was like, I could trade with, no, them, and maybe I will kill them. I'm thinking of making, if I'm, you know, not going to advance any further east, you know, to where Bactria is, I'm thinking of making this one a military hub. You know, because if I take Susa and Nisa, you know, this would be a very convenient area where I can make this like a military thing in here, just in case they attack. They'll come into one of my strongholds here. The only downside of that idea is that like, and also it would be good protection against the Ekbatana being attacked. So I'm thinking I'll make it into, I'll make a nomadic post first, and then I'll like, that, it gives bonuses. Why would I not build a thing that gives me nice bonuses? And Komis, I actually don't know what they're gonna, I'm not sure if they have any more things. They seem to be, we'll see. I mean, some of my territory is pretty easy for them to get to if that's what they're wanting to do, so I'm not sure how it's gonna pan out. Because they could probably just take one of my minor settlements and have to wait a moment before I can actually wipe them out. How big's that army? It's still pretty small. I have 2 turns before this one's done. I think I'll be just fine not worrying about it immediately. I think I'm going to take this army. And I'm going to push... Again, I'm going to use these guys to take out the Komis. I'm at least going to move in their direction a bit. Because being over here doesn't really make too much sense. Yeah, Komis is still in existence, so I really do. I'm really conflicted about whether or not I want to brutally murder Pergamon or not, because on one hand, they're their trade partner, and that's probably making me some good money. Why can't I see Pergamon? There it is. Because I'm blind. That's why I couldn't see Pergamon. How about this? I gave you a defensive alliance, and I'll even give you military. How about this? Actually, even better than a defensive alliance, a military alliance. No, okay, a bit too far. So it's very high chance. Can I make some money out of this? They've accepted it. Perfect. Alright, so now we're allies. In case I'm attacked. Like, and that means that if I get militarized with them, I don't need to worry about conquering this whole Anatolia. I can just focus on my... that means I won't need to worry about this whole border now. Sinop, I think, is friendly with the Pergaminians. Yeah, so I'm gonna start making them my friends too. Oh wait, we already have military access to military alliance. Oh, apparently we're better friends than I thought we were. If I'm being honest, apparently I let these guys in my territory. That's why they're walking around. I thought they were just trespassing. It turns out they were just existing. More you know, I guess. So now, what this means is that Egypt attacks me. Pergamon, I think, will join me, because I don't think they're military allies, are they? Yeah, they're not military allies, which means if Egypt decides to go to war with me, then I'm good from the northwest. And once I defeat the Seleucids, that means I will just need to focus on my northern border, and, well, my southwestern border would still be a problem, is Egypt. But, you know, potentially be a problem, which means I would need a garrison army there. But then I could focus the bulk of my forces from the east to the north to wipe out Seleucia. Not Seleucia. Seleucia would already be wiped out at this point. The Scythians, sorry. The Scythians might be a problem, if only due to the fact that they... Bactria wants military.
I may not make this offer
I'm not going to accept it. I'm not going to give them money so they can access my territory. If they're asking for it, that means it's something they want, not something that I actually care about. So, you know, screw you, buddy. I also just realized for this video I'd forgot to turn on my light, because I turned it off temporarily because I wasn't sure if I was going to record a video, because I earlier recorded a Guild Wars 1 video. I was like, it's probably good enough for me, turns it off. But, you know, might as well have that nice lighting, you know. You know what I mean. Mm-hmm. Military alliance? Who are you? I don't really have a problem being friends with you. You're giving me money. You're small enough that I don't need to be worried about you. I maybe even may be able to client state them in the future. Especially if they stay as small as they are. Now, the Chatti, the Toronas, and the Fleet. Now, it's nice that these guys are being quite helpful if they keep taking out my rebels for me. They would also like them off my land, because I'm not a big fan of an army just existing in my territory that is not my army. Rampant piracy. Hunt. Rebellion imminent. I'm not too surprised that there's going to be rebellion imminent, all things considered. If I replaced you, what would I'd only be able to do Parthian levies, unless I wanted to pay top dollar for a mercenary. I'm not really too interested in paying top dollar for a mercenary, even if I can't afford it. I definitely want Aqueduct. Agora, that's not a bad thing, the Agora, but I'm not sure if I'll go for it. Maybe Consecrated Ground. Something to provide a nice public order bonus would be good. Apparently I can't make any more healers, so I'll have to keep that in mind. I'm going to go for Consecrated Ground. For now, at least. Yeah, this army will need a couple of turns to replenish, so I'm not going to worry about it. Over here, these guys are still raiding, but I think they're in attrition. No, I think the raid just is the fact that they're raiding. So it'll take one more turn before these guys are fully ready to go to war. However, moving them closer is not going to be difficult. If they attack me, I'm quite confident I can beat them up without any issues. Unlike the army currently in Trax, this is actually Trax is almost full as well. But might as well let Trax be the one that heals up, and I can just send them east immediately while these guys take a moment to recover. How are you looking over here? One more turn? Yeah, one more turn and this army's all ready to go. Keep building up that infrastructure. Oh, let's make that into a healer. Why not? Because I don't really see what else I would have been aiming for up here. Unless I wanted to make this. This is actually not too bad of an option. Because it, though I'm not liking the reduced income. But yeah, there we go. The Royal Scythians. Yeah, too bad this is the now. I think this was originally Roxolani, but I think the Scythians actually beat them up. If not for that, I actually could have been. We could have been good friends, actually. See, how are you looking? You guys are good. Mesopotamia's, you know, about to start the rebellion, but that's not the end of the world. Over here, they're not very happy. Which means I'll need to deal with that soon. I don't know why they're not very happy, though. I mean, like, well, I guess actually this is gives me unrest. That will give me unrest. I mean, that gives me some public order. That gives me unrest. That gives me unrest. That gives... I actually am starting to see why there's a bit of a public order problem. Now that I'm looking, I see why. It's like, why are they so... Oh, that's a lot of reasons to be unhappy. Alright, well, let's intern here. As our income's actually going down as I'm building up that new army, and I'm spending a bunch of stuff, and I actually don't really know why, any other reason why there should be problems, but, you know, there is a problem at least, that I can see very clearly. That I can see clearly now. That's copyrighted. Once I'm done with this video, I'm going to be going back to doing some Watery Dragon Ice preparation and cooking some videos. I mean, not cooking some videos. Cooking dinner. I'll be making myself some burritos. My girlfriend's been out and about, and I've not been motivated to become a grandmaster chef like she is. So, as a result, Pergamon, if you take Santa Carta from me, I will slap a bitch. And that bitch will be you. And we will no longer be military allies. Yeah. I like to believe that the reason why my northern provinces haven't been invaded by the Scythians is mostly due to the fact that, one, they're kind of at war with another faction. But the other reason being that apparently I could just auto-resolve this, but I'm not going to auto-resolve it, mostly because there's a bit of battle this episode, but also due to the simple fact that I want Mr. Imp, if I auto-resolve it, I only have like 70% of my army left. I could probably do a lot better than that. I'm actually going to let control large army happen, because I want to end this as fast as possible, because we're already 23 minutes in. And when this army is wiped out by this guy, I can march really fast eastward, wipe out the last of the Seleucids and their 3 remaining provinces, 3 remaining settlements, before Pergamon arrives. And hopefully, by doing that, I'll basically stop them from taking a province that's rightfully mine. Let's see. Oh. Too bad with Seleucus at war with so many people. I don't think I'll be able to... Just in case they try to go down this avenue again. And then a barricade. Just in case. I don't think they will, considering the avenue that they've taken. I don't think they will go down this way again. But, you know, you never know. You never know. I'm thinking of putting more caltrops down here just to try and dissuade them from going down this way. Yep, screw it. More further dissuasion. Caltrops. Perfect. Or maybe I'll just put the caltrops here in order to, like, run any cav charge. That's probably better, if I'm being honest with myself. And put like these stones here to slow them down right before they might encounter my troops. Is a good idea. So now I'm gonna try and use the bulk of the garrison army as sacrificial lambs to basically hold. And because if they take the brunt of the damage before my main army, then that means that my main army will be less wounded and it'll be ready to go to battle that much faster, that much sooner. So yeah, that's why I'm using these guys, even though they're a bit weak. Because using these guys is very advantageous. I'm going to essentially use these guys in the meat grinder that I'm expecting, and using my non-garrison troops at the hold areas where I'm expecting them less to try and put into force. For example, like here, where they might cav me, I'm going to put 1 unit of spearmen over here. And everything else is going to be basically the troops that I consider the weakest. I'm probably going to put over here. The weakest being over here since plus one's unit of reliable spearmen. The reason why I want the weakest ones here is because of the fact that I would rather, because I can very easily just replace these guys. That's not how I want you guys. There, perfect. I'm gonna hold the elephant over here, hold this elephant over here. I'm gonna put these guys. Actually, better idea. I'm gonna put these guys here, and I'm gonna move my rocks here. That way they buys them some time in case the enemies choose to go that way. Definitely want some cav. My cav in the back. That way they're going to be ready to advance upon the enemy. I'm going to hide behind this building and just go all the way around. I'm going to have my other Threo spearmen be over here in case they try and push around this flank. And then I'm actually using my Galatian swordsman here. And I'm going to have these guys be just a little bit further back as a decent reinforcing unit. This one's going to be over here as a good reinforcing unit. And the Syrian Archers, I'm just going to go and have them fire up and over. I'll have this unit over here as part of like the group there. I'm going to have them slightly in. So that way, the ones who are most likely going to die are just not going to be my very powerful archers. By more powerful archers, I mean my better archers. That's essentially one unit. See, convenient meat shields do exist, my friends. Convenient meat shields called garrisons. Because garrisons replenish separately than your typical archers units do. And you can't use them to leave a settlement anyways, so it's like, why worry about it? So this is one archer group there. Let's see, these guys are an archer group, and I'll have 2 extra archers that I'm probably going to engage, but I'm not exactly sure where, so I'm going to put them over here. And of course, my baggage train, as always, is going to be used to defend the furthest back point of where they might be able to surround me. And I'm going to dismount these guys. I can't do it immediately, unfortunately, but, I can just do it at the start of the battle. But I can't do it before the battle. Game over at me. So actually, they are going around this... They're actually going around that little flank there a lot more than I was expecting. So I'm actually going to really use these guys, pull them back here. I'm going to start pulling infantry around, changing up my positioning. Perfect. And it looks like they did go straight into my militia spearmen lines. So I mean, what I'm going to do is I'm going to... I think it'll be the best I can do. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of using my spearmen there, but I'm not going to move them for their current position. They're honestly going to be the best at holding that choke point. So over here, the sheer amount of arrows that we're firing over there is a nice threatening thing there. But definitely this will be the main center of resistance over here. So I'm actually going to take the majority of my cav. I'm going to bring them over here. And then over here, I'm going to bring this elephant over here. Yeah, it looks like this enemy's initial charge got kind of wiped out pretty fast. I'm going to bring these hoplites over here. Let's see, when they get there, I'll try and, if there's a dip between groups, I'll try and cycle out my Threo spearmen there. Getting these guys around there. Just use this guy to hold there. Perfect. And I'm going to use this guy to start going around the flank here. Oops. No, why are you doing that, Malaka? Yeah, that group has just been wiped out now. My Threo spears are probably going to be pushed back, are probably going to be a bit slaughtered. Even for a powerful goods, and I say powerful, but a reliable, it'd be more accurate descriptor for Threo spearmen. Even for a reliable spear unit, that's definitely a lot to ask for. And now that this has been wiped out, time to change up these guys. I wish there's like a churn about button. Because they're actually in a perfectly good spot. They're just backwards. Alright, now... The hoplites have almost reached their position. Yeah, they have crossfire of javelins being thrown at them, and archers are now being churned against them. For these ones, I think I'm just going to move them there, because there's enough of a blob that I think they can still reliably fire. I probably just charge my elephants into this big blob and I'll probably do a respectable amount of damage. So that's group 8. I want my group 8 to have moved up a little bit more. And group 9 is going to be... It's going to be a little bit behind them. Charging my elephants into this big blob right here just has the main convenience of stopping them from charging into my swordsmen. And there's the enemy infantry. Basically, these guys' current job is to be basically a bulwark between my archers and the enemies up ahead, essentially. Getting that nice rear charge off into them was very nice. Especially with that elephant. I'm gonna cycle these guys back out here. I'm gonna retreat my my elephants away. That way they don't take too much unnecessary damage. Now my Threo spearmen, I'm gonna fall back now. Let the militias now take the brunt of the damage. We'll just fall these guys back. That way they don't take too much time to heal. As they're charging up now into the nice shield wall of hoplites. Greek steel. I should start expecting them, I guess, to go down this every time I'm in a settlement like this. Oh well. Garrison's holding on just fine there. Not that there's anything really threatening them now, but you know what I mean. They've kind of realized it's not the best idea to attack into a hoplite wall, but they're also kind of confused, like, I want to attack these guys, but also I want to attack those guys. Oh, my elephants are kind of getting in the way of all my archers, aren't they now? Let me back them up a little bit. These archers now all out of ammo. They did what they needed to do. Look, they're 68, 20, 25. That's a respectable amount of kills so far. Let's see. You guys now have the range to participate more? No, you guys should have plenty of range to fire. Alright. Oh, you guys are also out of ammunition. Oh, that's why. So these guys are the only archers I have left that have ammunition. Okay, that's good to know. And these guys are definitely not going to be able to punch through this hoplite line, I think. Given enough time and men, they probably can, but they don't have time or men to do that. It looks like that's the entirety of the enemy forces, so I'm just going to start punching in here with my elephants and weakening the enemy. I'm going to stop my group 8 from firing. I'm going to order my war elephants to engage. And I'm going to start ordering my cav to go through this little gap that they left open right here. Perfect. Charge! Alright, now the rest of these guys are just horsemen and archers, mostly archers. And these men are definitely, the enemy is definitely losing this battle now. The question is how long it will take for me to wipe them all out. That's what we're trying. That's the question. I wonder when army losses is going to start breaking them now. Has to be soon, I imagine. Oh, I kind of forgot about these guys. They weren't necessary, so it's not the end of the world that I forgot about them. I did find it funny. I talked about, like, I'm going to make it so that they really don't want to go this way because I put caltrops, barricades, and spikes there, and in the end they just charge down there anyways. I do find that kind of funny. Alright, we have victory! We only lost 158 men and killed almost 2,000 of theirs. I definitely say this battle is in our favor. They lost 10 times the men that we did. More than 10 times, I should say. But still, Elephant's got 207 kills. Therial Spear's got 90 kills. Even the one that was flanking got 47 kills. Archer's got 90, 110, 107, 71, 28, and 51. Probably the 28 and 51 are the guys who joined late, who are like on the flanking side of things. We're still getting positioned by the... And so didn't get to make as much murder death kill. As you can see, barely any kills from that enemy cav army. The most they had was 13, tied between the two of their calves. I mean, helps that we just outnumbered them. I think they're just like, fuck it, and charged in. I think it's basically what was behind the AI's decision there. It's like, what do we have left to lose? They've already taken our homes, our families, our lives. Kind of, you know, one of those things. But yeah, we successfully held Trox once again. This one was an even easier battle than before. It's not actually enough to, like, completely whip them, actually. But I'll probably do so in a turn or so. I'll just auto-resolve this one to assist my friends dealing with these rebels for me. I don't think I'm going to use the completely fresh army that I've already had. Because if I use the completely fresh army, then they're both going to be... Why would we want to do that? Though, admittedly, the reason... Let's see. The only reason why I would probably use both of them... Refuse. Pirates spotted in Asculum. How rude. They will be dealt with properly. So we now have this army ready to go, just as things are honestly dying down. So what I'm gonna do is since I'm no longer worried about Pergamon, because in Rome 2 they actually hold to their belief, you know, their things. I'm actually going to take this guy, and I don't think they'll be able to make it in time to deal with this war over here. Actually, they might be able to help me deal with that, now that I think about it. I'm going to start moving these guys over there, get them involved in the war, bloody them up a little bit. Oh, very inconvenient. There's the plague.
Ready for battle.
There we go. Wiped him out. We're gonna basically have to advance now before the plague. Wait, never mind. The plague's gone now. Apparently, I think it might just be overeating. Just wipe him out. There we go. The Comis have been destroyed by my hand. Alright, this army is the one I'm going to send over here to take Gore. This army will then move over to take Parsa. I would love to take Sadrakarta, but I'm worried that this guy's just going to move over here and take that. Yeah, oh, screw it. I'm just take Sadrakarta real fast. I don't think I'm pronouncing them properly, but who cares? You know, considering this is the last settlement of the Seleucids, I'm not going to auto-resolve this. I think this is their last settlement. I'm gonna no, it's not their last settlement. Never mind. There's two more. Never mind. We can all resolve this one. I was about to say we can't just auto resolve their last settlement. What would be the fun of that? Then I'm like, wait a second, that's actually not their last settlement. I'm just gonna whip it, make it mine. Perfect. We now have increased our Imperium. Admittedly, I did take more damage I probably would have fighting it myself, but oh well. I'm going to move back to Hekatopylos, however it's pronounced. And then hold there, essentially. and wait for my war with these guys, because I'm going to wipe them out and advance northwards. You basically have the entirety of the Caspian Sea that end under my control. I have access to whatever this one is. Sinus Persicus. I have access to the Mediterranean Sea. I have access. I have half of the Dead Sea under my control. I think I'm doing pretty good. See, I would like to do loyalty stuff for my guys. Yeah, we definitely need to secure loyalty. Some of these guys look ready to rebel. Can't have that happen now. These guys are really loyal. Probably because of how many wars I have against Easterners. Why do you... I'm so happy. Because I guess I have some diplomatic relations with barbarians. But I have like things with Romans. That's kind of... I'm surprised these guys are so unhappy with me. Though these guys are also one of the most powerful factions. One thing I'm definitely going to do is... I'm definitely going to need, I should say. Is I'm going to need to purge. Once I get their loyalties up enough, I'm gonna purge this guy because he's getting a little bit. They're getting a little too big for their britches. But I think it's kind of my fault because I think this guy's probably one of my most active leaders. Where are you? No, actually, no. You're just sitting there on your ass. Like shit. You're not a war hero. I thought this guy was a war hero. Apparently not. Neither of these guys are. So much for them being useful. Let's see, but this guy is now one of my newer generals. He's now leading my most powerful army, which apparently I should not have brought them into this land because apparently it's the plague. The plague has arrived. But that is going to be it for the video here today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked the video, press the like button down below, and I'll see you guys next time.